Now, the allegations going on regarding T.I., they're sinister. They basically consist of him supposedly drugging women, keeping them against their will, turning them into sex slaves against their will, right? Now, we saw similar allegations in regards to R. Kelly. How did people react? Two extremes. One, they automatically assume that people are guilty, or two, they automatically start defending him as if they have a blind loyalty or an allegiance to these individuals. They're obsessed, like they're gods. You can't assume they're guilty right off the bat, but you also can't turn a blind eye to possible predation or injustices. I mean, you'll become that. Whatever you ignore or turn a blind eye to due to it being uncomfortable, you'll inevitably become. If you're not careful, homie, there's no gray area. You're either part of the problem or the solution. Now, let me clarify. These individuals, these R. Kellys, these T.I.s, these blood diamond loving Gucci scarves made by child slave endorsing overgrown toddlers, bro. I don't automatically despise them. I understand. I understand why they think the way they think, why they're idolized by the masses, why our society seemingly revolves around fame, sex, and money, and blood diamonds and Louis Vuitton, okay? I understand why, bro. The elite encourage that by design. That's how they maintain their positions. So if people were not being hypersexual creeps who live for the world-destroying mayhem, that would inevitably threaten the wealth and power of the elite. Okay, check this out. The masses uniting and evolving alongside one another, us evolving past the meaningless BS, us understanding, homie, that we can acquire a point to our existence that we possess internally, much more than they want us aware of. We're not going to be into the blood diamonds. We're not going to be snorting Xanax to get through another day. You're not going to be chugging Sky Vodka and hyper-focusing on somebody based upon their luxury sedan, fool. You're going to have a solution-based purpose, genuine confidence, and fulfillment. Then you don't rely upon blood diamonds. Then you don't need all those pills and liquor. Then those multi-billion-dollar industries start to dilapidate, right? Now, who controls the world based upon those multi-billion-dollar industries? The elitists. It's how they maintain their wealth and power. Pharmaceuticals, Xanax, depression, anxiety, alcohol, blood diamonds, all of that has become a profitable enterprise and a weaponized tactic of the elite. Okay? It's not a coincidence. Blood diamonds. Come on now, reflect on that for a second. So when it comes to the T.I.s and R. Kellys, I don't view them as solution-based renegades who are being falsely accused, even if they're not entirely guilty of what they're being accused of. I still am very disappointed and disgusted with majority of the individuals that our society puts on a pedestal, okay? So let's just assume that they're innocent, right? We still need to stand against predation, okay? That means when an individual is exhibiting a lust or a sexual attraction or obsession with some girl young enough to be a daughter, when the individual is 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old and the girl 18, 19, 20 years old, that person's not mentally or spiritually evolving. It doesn't matter if the girl's technically of age. Why haven't you mentally or spiritually progressed? Why don't you understand there's more to life than your impulses and your desires? And why don't you have a logical, natural attraction to an individual or to women that have been on this planet for multiple decades like you? I mean, if you've mentally progressed, that's what you want, to forge a genuine bond and acquire a point to your existence and stand against world-destroying cycles, homie, and evolve past your addictions and character defects and lead by example, because you know that doing the opposite and lusting after young women and remaining stagnant in your detrimental thought processes is exactly what the elite rely upon. Them racist, predatory, world-destroying creeps in power who do unspeakable things to children behind closed doors. They rely upon the masses living for the same world-destroying chaos, man, and rationalizing endlessly, justifying it with mental gymnastics. So that's why I had to go and touch down on this T.I. The fact that the allegations regarding T.I. are very similar to the allegations we saw R. Kelly facing. Now, they're different personalities. They're different human beings, R. Kelly and T.I. We can't automatically lump them to the same group and assume that they're both guilty to the same degree in the same fashion, but we can't blindly defend them as if we're deathly allegiant or loyal to these people to the point of our own insanity, bro. And that takes your accuracy away when it comes to your perception of reality in life. If you're blindly loyal or allegiant to a politician or to a celebrity, that's what we've seen with the political parties. Come on, man. We the people could easily choose to exhibit a bit of deductive reasoning, restraint, and discipline, we can unite and evolve alongside each other, start viewing these addictions and world-destroying cycles and creepy character defects and tendencies for what they really are. Obstacles, homie. Sinister obstacles that world destroyers rely upon. We could unite and evolve alongside each other and forge our own political party. We could have a method of investigation regarding these individuals accused of predation instead of relying upon outside sources. We don't have a law enforcement database. We don't have forensics, do we? Does that mean we have nothing? We don't have a bunch of blood diamonds and Rolls Royces. What do you possess internally? It's time to fulfill our potential, homie. It's time to stop making life a crushing, ominous, a Rubik's Cube that you can't figure out, and then you just rationalize all these world-destroying cycles and avoid all these uncomfortable realities and live to satisfy your impulses and desires like an industrial-sized infant. That's not life. That's not reality, fool. We don't have to be comfortable and satisfied all the time. We're soldiers, bruh. We possess internally what we require to eradicate these world destroyers. And what I mean by eradicate, leading by example. Simple. To produce those world-changing results overnight, all we gotta do is make the most minor of corrections. Instead of justifying and rationalizing addiction, instead of trying to be cool and tough, it's okay to alter our disposition, our mannerisms, our gestures to compensate in a walkway, to say, hey, how you doing? To somebody who walks by us, to hold the door open. Doesn't matter if it's a young, attractive girl or if it's some 60-year-old overweight man. It doesn't matter, fool. You should be treating everybody the same. And you shouldn't be lusting after come on, man, girls that are young enough to be your daughter. We're seeing everybody try to be cool and tough and exhibiting creepy addictions and obsessions. And that's exactly what the elite rely upon to maintain their positions and their agenda. Our population's increasing. The resources are depleting. Okay? Their weaponized tactics are going to increase in severity. It's time to embrace reality, fool. I don't say this to make you guys uncomfortable. I don't know, all you individuals, a few of the people who watch these videos, some of them have big platforms, some of them are getting a lot of views compared to us. You know what I'm saying? We're kicking all these inconvenient realities. We've been blackballed or shadow banned to a certain degree, and that's alongside the already inconsistent, inefficient algorithms that cater to paid promotion and larger content creators. So, to better clarify, I know this makes people uncomfortable, but you know that I know that it would stop the planet's destruction if you just started to embrace it a little bit and give credit where it's due, right? The jealousy and resentment, the self-obsession, it's not going to lead to anything solution-based or positive. It's not going to make you feel fulfilled. It's not going to stop the world destroyers. And if you have that F the world mentality and you've already given up, homie, you're just going to become more and more empty.